Good morning, everybody. How's it going? How was your weekend? We had some crazy storms overnight. Woo! Bunch of people without power. Who did I miss? There's been people in here chatting since yesterday when I put the show up. I love it. Good morning, Britt Sadie. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Luana. I did see Wendy. How's Wendy doing? My girl Lip Lock is in the house. Angel P is in the house. Angel P was on panel on Friday. It was about Alexi Treviso. If you missed it, go catch it. It was a great show. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Tam. I had myself muted for a little bit longer because I'm about to sneeze. So if I mute myself, well, something's going on. It's like April in August here. Hello, Celeste. Snazzy, my girl, made it in the house. We've been going back and forth all morning in a good way, not in a bad way. Where's Summer said, why isn't your membership green anymore? Whose? Kiki's been a member for 8 months. Thank you, thank you. Kat said, bless you, bless you. Bless you, Kat, because Kat made the thumbnail. Hello, Dolores. Woo! So it is Metabolism Monday. How is your metabolism? Dawn, Candace, and Grandis's aren't too good. I hear that the devil was on Daisy's panel. Common Sense True Crime had a great write-up about that and said, now mind you, I have never even attempted to go on Daisy's panel. Okay? Never. But I have heard from people that have been on there that she wants you to turn your camera on. So why didn't she have the devil turn on his camera? That was a great statement that Common Sense True Crime made. Great statement. Also, our friend Trev, he did a show about little Emmett that was missing in East Tennessee. He was found. He was found the next day. As you know, little Dalton, he was located and was found safe. And that was in the Rogersville area. So what we have here, we have yet another child recovered in East Tennessee. So that's 2 in recent months that wandered off, and a total of 5 in 2 years since Summer Wells vanished. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So when a child wanders off in East Tennessee, they're found fast, but not Summer Wells. Yet some people are still on their high horse preaching that she just wandered off and they can't find her. Pruitt says he believes she's around there, but he didn't say she wandered off. He said, but there's no sign of abduction. So what is it? Well, let's go through some metabolism. The TBI's metabolism tells us that foul play has not been ruled out. Then we have some people that can't keep a story straight, like Candace. She said the couch has been gone for 6 years. Well, we know that Allie was the first one to tell us about the couch in front of the door. And she didn't even know can't 6 years ago. Jose talked about the couch in front of the door. But can't saying it's been gone for 6 years. Go figure. Can't said that Summer was never on a motorcycle. Well, lo and behold, from her Facebook, that's not a camel under Summer. That looks like a motorcycle. What do you think? What do you think? Can't said that Summer wanted her head shaved like Candace, who didn't have a shaved head, and her brothers. But if you see this from roughly a month before Summer evaporated into thin air, the only shaved head is Summer's. So who's got the metabolism problem? Candace said she did everything she could to keep a clean house. What is this? Have any of you ever had a mattress that looks like this in your home? I'm going to guess no friggin' way. No way. No way. We have this from Bianca Moraes, who said, according to Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, the TBI and FBI are conducting a joint investigation with the sheriff's office into the disappearance of 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells, who, according to her siblings, just walked out the back door while they were playing and not really paying attention. This, to me, has always looked like the power of suggestion from one parent to the boys. Because in the metabolism, we have heard that Candace was doing dishes and Summer walked outside. We've heard that she was pouring a bowl of cereal for Summer and she just walked outside. We were told early on that Summer was last seen outside of her home, but Cant says she was kidnapped from the basement. Make it make sense. Telling the truth is not really in Grandis's metabolism either, because according to her, when she's in her camper, she can't see outside. Well, in this picture, full of shit, she's looking right out a window. And that window would be able to see if anybody pulled up in the driveway or came up the dog trail. I see sunlight. It doesn't appear to me that she's looking at a wall. Britt said plenty of light from outside there. You got that right. And how much toilet paper and trash does one family need? I mean, how many times a day do they wipe their asses? They must have gotten this shit for free. I don't know what the hell's going on. Just me said I thought she was on her steps. Yeah, so why even say I can't see from outside my camper? I clearly see sunlight. Makes zero sense. In Candace's metabolism, though, she had this going on. That is one happy Cant. She calls herself Leroy Blah now. Now, part of the Amber Alert is imminent danger. How happy could you be knowing that your child is in imminent danger? Look at that shit. This makes me want to barf. Think about that. The Amber Alert is the most severe alert. It is for a child who is in imminent danger, and there is her so-called mother. And I get to one of my favorites. July 18th, 2 days after the Amber Alert for imminent danger was put out, she's at the water park with Grandis. Now, explain to me how she could be smiling and going down the slicker slide playing in the water, probably the only bath she'd had in 3 months, knowing that her daughter is in imminent danger. But you can't discuss that because she is what's called an Amber Alert mother, according to Tim, that for whatever reason does not want to discuss the disappearance of her daughter. This is Cant's own words. We're not discussing Summer. This is about PG and being so evil to everyone. Because that's way more important than your daughter being in imminent danger. Trev called it out. He said, Daisy, respectfully, how do you go live with the mother of a missing child and say she's not going to be discussed? Like, how do you do it? Why are you even tagging Summer Wells if you're there to talk about anything except for her disappearance? It doesn't make sense. It makes none. And as we know, there are many people that sympathize with the Wells. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure it out at all. I know Daisy got mad at Ziggy for putting up Laura's Cash App, and she just thought that was horrible because Laura's an addict. Well, what do you call Cant? What do you call Cant and Dawn? What are they? What is this? Does that look like the face of sobriety to you? Not me. No. As you know, last week, Daisy came into my show about Harmony Montgomery. And she said there was a big difference between Teardrop, Adam Montgomery, for those of you that didn't see the show or watch the Harmony Montgomery coverage. She said there's a big difference between him and Candace because Candace has never hurt her children. Well, in the words of her daughter, Candace III, she told her own story and said, I was adopted at 6 months, put back into foster care around the age of 12, along with my brother, who has the same name as our bio father. I was told my biological mother was a meth head and abused us as babies. She has a record. Not sure if she has one where she is now in Tennessee, but she has one or a few in Wisconsin for sure. I've never met any other siblings besides her biological brother. I know as much as you guys. I'm sorry I can't be of much help. So is this poor girl lying? I don't think so. I don't think so. She wasn't taken just because. It was because of severe abuse. It's getting crazier and crazier. So for the ones that say there is no foul play, it's still an abduction, let's refer back to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation that says foul play has not been ruled out. As a result, the investigation into the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remains active and ongoing. Leslie could probably say that in her sleep. Honestly, she could probably say that in her sleep. Also, over 2 years ago, a great reporter in Tennessee, Nick Barris, I just love this dude. I followed him a lot during the Evelyn Boswell case. He blew the top off of it. Trev's in the house. I'm going to put the link up if anybody wants to come up and join me. Kat, Trev, Liplock, whoever, come on up. He blew the top off of it because he is a seasoned reporter in Tennessee, and he has his sources. And they tell him just enough to where it's not too much. Let's look at this. But they'll say Nick's lying.
Change in the effort to locate missing 5-year-old girl Summer Wells. Plus, there's a possible new lead that could explain What happened to the little girl?
Tonight, we have exclusive Sky 5 video from the search site, and News Channel 5's Nick Barris tells us a shift in strategy now focuses on the possibility of foul play.
We flew over Summer Wells' home in Hawkins County in Sky 5 to see for ourselves what crews they're up against. After nearly 2 weeks, they found no trace of the little girl.
No trace of the little girl. No trace of the little girl. Poor little Summer. None. Now, this guy is not going to go on the news and just make shit up and talk out his ass. Foul play is what he's reporting. Say it ain't so, Nick.
And now the strategy moving forward has changed. This is an aerial view of the family's home on Ben Hill Road in Rogersville. Woods literally surround the home. It's very tough terrain, full of venomous snakes, briar patches, and an occasional bear. Plus, it's been very hot. Crews have spent long days the past 2 weeks doing line searches, as you see here in a field just across from the home. Others hit the woods using bloodhounds, but never finding the girl's scent. The only thing they have found is exhaustion.
I've had multiple of my guys come up to me and tell me, Captain, I'll go to the end, but I'm tired. I'm physically and I'm mentally tired.
So the incident commander says crews are scaling back search operations to focus on more specialized searches. This comes as more attention goes to the possibility that Summer was the victim of foul play. No one is giving up on the search.
We are all one team, and we will not quit until we find Summer Wells.
Summer was said to be planting flowers outside the home next to this camper when she went inside to play and then vanished. Was she abducted? We've learned there are more than 40 registered sex offenders living in the family's zip code, and the TBI now hopes to find the driver of a pickup seen in the area when Summer disappeared, a maroon or red Toyota Tacoma.
You would think that somebody would know who drives that truck by now. It's been over 2 years. The Texas Scratcher, what a cool name, said, why haven't LE said anything or have given updates? Honestly, probably because they want to keep the investigation close to the vest and not give anyone a heads up. It's common in a lot of cases where they're like, we're not going to give any further updates on this case. Like in Oklahoma with Athena Brownfield. I mean, they said this is what happened that we know of, but everything else is gagged. Done. But the TBI did say, if you look on the screen, foul play has not been ruled out. And you all know as well as I do, and I do not mean in here, I do not mean on this channel, that there's some goofy people that follow this case. And they'll take anything the police say and twist it into something crazy.
Person, they say, is not a suspect, but a potential witness who may have heard or seen something that could help. Certainly, any solid lead could help. I'm told with no trace of Summer found, it appears less and less likely that she just wandered off and more likely that she is the victim of foul play. No announced suspects at this time, but authorities consider everyone a person of interest. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
He is a great reporter. Texas Scratcher said, why would the news say foul play without LE knowing something, in my opinion? Well, they did. They said they can't rule out foul play. That's exactly what they said. They can't rule out foul play. The FBI card unit said there's no abduction. They can't find her anywhere around. So they're like, we can't rule out foul play. They did say it. All right, I don't know what the hell old Candace is up to. But see, it's deflection 101 anymore. Deflection 101. Trev Time says Dawn states LE wants DNA from them now. Now, I think this is a bunch of bullshit from Dawn. because there's no way they wouldn't have gotten DNA from them when they took him down to the station. You know damn well they have his DNA. He was in jail for almost a year. See, I'm so glad you brought that up. That's maddening when I heard that. Because it's deflection after deflection after deflection. And I don't know what the hell she's trying to stir up with this.
That property so much that and twisted and turned it over and made a big ass mess and all kinds of bullshit.
Right.
She says she doesn't want just anybody coming up and searching on her property. She's already turned away.
I didn't mean for it to switch to that. Yvonne said, trying to put out there, she's looking. Yes, I had a clip sent to me where she said every day she goes into the holler to look around. Well, why didn't you look when she first went missing? Why did you go to the water park? Did she think that her and Grandis were going to find her at the damn water park? Or at Hunter's house when they went to intimidate a witness? No, her ass isn't going anywhere. And now something's shaken up because according to her, if you look on here, Can't said, I didn't move out. I'm just going on a road trip. Now, I don't know who the hell she found to take her in, but there she is in front of a swimming pool, smoking out on the deck. Where'd she get the money to go on the road trip, and who did she dig up to take her in? Is she going to find her on the road trip? Is she going to find her on the road trip? If she's serious about finding her daughter? I doubt it. I don't think so. Now we get to this from Remember Me. Dawn was complaining that Candace allowed everyone to think that he gave her the black eye. I love when they turn on each other. It makes my day. It's better than a Snickers ice cream bar for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
still
I just-
smoking.
Believe me, I'd love to have that cigarette right now. But-
You wouldn't.
Couple more days and my lungs should adjust. But yeah, so we had one guy that he went to his child's game over here, and that the soccer field's only a couple of houses over, and he got he was trying to get checked into the hospital and they wouldn't accept him. He went berserk. He killed the woman that I grew up with right down the road. And then he jumped in his car and he went down to the local mall. He killed a bunch of people there until he killed himself. And he was seeing people. He was having that cycle thing too.
That does happen.
Yeah.
It
It's
does.
like, I grew up in this neighborhood. Never have we had anything like that. And now I'm scared. I lock my doors. And
I would be
everything.
scared too. I would be too.
But that's what it is, your mind, it takes so much. And that's what I hope you don't.
It doesn't affect Candace. She's sitting there telling whoever this woman is telling this horrific story. It doesn't even jar Candace. Just like in different chats when people talk about a police presence anywhere in East Tennessee, it doesn't jar her at all. I mean, at all. That's the reason I love this comment from Bob. He goes, if I know of a police presence around Hawkins or Sullivan counties, I make sure I mention it in Daisy's chat because I know Candace is usually in there, and Candace doesn't even get concerned at all. I don't know about you, but if I had a missing child, and I'm going to ad-lib this a little bit, not just missing child, which is bad enough, imminent danger. And if I heard about a large police presence or the TBI investigating a potential crime scene in my area, I would have a lot of questions and be very concerned. Not can't. She got no shits to give. None. Look at her. She's picking her nose right there on a live.
Don't mind me saying this, Candace, but when people give Candace and Dawn crap about, oh, they drank or this or that, do you know what a person would do when they lose what you guys have lost in the last couple of years? You know, when I lost my daughter, I didn't go into drinking, but I sure went into a damn depression. You know, you can only do so much to a person's mind before they take a drink, or especially I lost my daughter to, she died from an overdose, and she was 39 years old. But she was not always a drug addict. You know, she had only been the last 6 months after a divorce, but she, thank you. Her heart couldn't take it because she didn't have a strong heart. So it didn't take much of it to kill her. And, you know, people will look at the worst thing. Oh, she was a drug addict. Well, she was for 6 months, not her whole life. But, you know, you don't know what it is that's going to make a person not be able to handle. You know, she lost a marriage after 20 years. You know, she had to adjust to that. You guys are going through a lot yourselves. So if, you know, because you can't deal with the stress of, you know, not knowing where your daughter is and you have a drink, people are going to drag you through the mud for that. That's bullshit. You know, I don't judge like that because I know what it is. Life is hard. And when I was younger, I was a single mother. I drank when life was hard, you know. But now I'm a great grandmother. I try to do a little better. But I don't know what I do in these shoes, you know, so I don't judge you. And
I know life is hard right now.
You're wasting your breath on trying to get an emotion out of Candace. You can tell her that your only child was just horrifically murdered. She don't care. She was sitting there cleaning a hanger out of her nose. She doesn't care.
Candace, it can be dark, but hopefully it'll start getting better for you, baby.
Yeah. You've come to the high, you know, you got to pull out now and be strong. And that's how I got up after the days of losing my daughter was, you know, I've got to be strong for the day that I can get what I need back, you know, and you gotta look at those, gotta say, nope.
This is damn sick. You have people that come on these panels with can't, and they're telling their own personal stories about losing their own children. And look at her. She's totally unmoved. People are like, well, you know, it's because she's so depressed. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She's just making new friends to get money. She don't give a shit.
I gotta grow the strongest I can, and believe me, that's the hardest thing to do when you lose your preciousness. You know, it's like, and I do now. Now, my daughter's son had a baby, and now she's 4 years old, and my son's daughter had 2 babies, so I'm a great grandmother, and you know, it's still.
Look how bored Can't is with this story. She's totally bored. She's like, don't tell me your problems. Zero sympathy.
So hard. It doesn't replace anything, but life does go on, and sometimes it does get a little bit better. But I have to take care of myself to see what it's going to be, and so don't you guys.
But you're going to say,
I just want to give up.
I know you do. Don't do it though, because you don't know. Someday your boys, if not today or tomorrow, your boys are going to be of an age that they're going to say, well, I want to go see my mom and dad. Nobody can stop me, or, you know, you don't know. So, and someday, you know, but you gotta see where the end's going to be. You know, don't write your own story. If you believe in your Christian or whatever your beliefs are,
You'll have
Let-
your good
let it
days
play
and your
out.
bad days, but today's like a bad day for
Yeah.
her
Tired.
tonight.
When I had to go to the ER, I had to go walk into that ER after I'd never been in it since the day they told me my daughter had passed away. And I confused them all because the nurse said to me, "Oh, what are you in here for?" And she goes, "UTI." I go, "No, chest pains." And she says, and I said, "I can't breathe." She says, "Oh," and she looked at me because I had been out in there, the
Hey,
waiting
Win.
room. Like, she says, "Oh, are you all right?" I said, "Well, I'm just having a little panic attack. I haven't been back here since they told me my daughter, was passed away." And she got it all screwed up. She told them I was in there for a panic attack.
Right.
I said,
Word.
because, but it's hard.
Y'all
It's
say
hard
hi
for
to
me
Justin.
to get past
Say hi to
each day,
Justin. Hi, Justin.
So say hi to who?
Justin. Pearls.
Hi,
Oh.
Pearl Justin.
Hi, Pearl Justin. But that's where you got to remember
but yeah.
that, kick them out. There
I
you
don't know
are.
what happened.
I'm probably giving
It's
you a
okay.
headache. I'm good with
No, I've already got a headache from having my head hit. So
it. That's probably from crying.
yeah,
Well,
a little bit of
maybe
both.
you
sorry.
can get some sleep tonight and start fresh tomorrow and feel better. Get a nice cold base
I am
cloth
so
over your
sorry.
eyes. I think I'm heading to bed now.
Tonight's just been not a good night for her, and just sad, that
I don't know if it's something that's been talked about on here that I missed or what, but
No, it wasn't talked on here because I didn't want it on here.
oh, good.
yeah. It's okay. We'll be here with you. We'll sit here and talk to you and hang out with you and
Glad
be
you
here
took off
for
your
you.
glasses.
Maybe
Are
I
you
should
tired?
put them back on. No, I got a black
My
eye.
YouTube channel.
I got a black eye and I don't want nobody really to see it.
We love you.
Then why'd you take off your damn glasses? Quit acting shy, Candace. You're just trying to get attention for yourself. You're a narcissist, Candace. I have a feeling that's part of the reason Summer is gone, is because the attention has to be on you at all times.
Yesterday.
We love you.
I love you guys.
And we're here for you, baby. Make no
that's all
mistake
you
about
need.
Make
And
no
I'm
mistake.
glad that like Miss Daisy were talking, I don't know what chat it was about Dawn, getting on, being on.
Well, actually, it's more than just that. It's because black eye. I guess the TBI call or something. Law enforcement didn't Smiley call law enforcement or something. It upset Don because he felt like Candace could have cleared it up early on, and then it wouldn't have got that far. So, yeah, when she has a point. He felt like she was basically exploiting a black eye, trying to get cash apps and sympathy. And he said she should pay his probation.
Don did say that. He said with all the money she has coming in, she should pay his probation fines, and that she should have shut this circus down way before and made it clear. Now, there was no mystery on my behalf, because we know that Candace has 5 bars on her phone when she's calling the police on Dawn, needs to get on there and chat with Daisy, or is getting a damn cash app. She's 5-bar Candace. But when she's got a call for help for her daughter, she can't get a signal.
Because of how she was getting the money. A black eye that she said she got from Dawn. And then Dawn supposedly said, well, if people think I did it, I might as well do it, and supposedly hit her right again in the eye that she has a black eye. but the cops said the bruise looked old. So I'm assuming Dawn denied hitting her.
And here is a great point from Back on My BS. Love her channel. She said, DHS not letting them see the boys because of DV and drinking, but then goes on lives high and shows off a black eye, letting everyone think her husband did it. Yeah. And they're supposed to have court on Thursday. How are you going to be in court on Thursday for your sons? Not that I think you should get them back when you're on a road trip. And how the hell is this bruise getting bigger? Look at her face. She doesn't want anybody to see it, but she makes sure they see it. I don't know that much about black eyes.
I don't know how hard he hit her, if he was playing around. This, you know, if it was, because I don't know Dawn's story. This would be Candace's word.
Make me, huh? Make me cut? Make me, bitch! Make me shut the fuck up!
You shut up!
Make me, bitch!
Shut up! You make me!
Welcome to my house.
Disgusting. And that setup on Smiley was horrible. Horrible. She wanted people to call the police on Dawn. That's the reason she wouldn't set the record straight and wanted to make sure everybody saw that black eye. Insane. Jenny said, who was she screaming at? Smiley. Smiley just got set up. And I think it's disgusting they did that to her. Absolutely disgusting. All right, now we get to Dawn's metabolism. We have a lot of metabolism to go through. Hang on. Snazzy said, and the true colors of Candace's temperament revealed live on camera. Yes. That screaming and yelling like a banshee, the STFU, calling her the C word, calling her a dick licker, that's the real Candace. This, I love everybody. I love everybody. That's not Candace. No. Because someone who loves everybody wouldn't have 2 children taken by the state of Wisconsin, a daughter missing that they don't give a shit about, and 3 boys in foster care in Tennessee. No. I love everybody. I mean, I love everybody, even PG. Gotta be kidding me. Bonafide sent this to me, and I said, I'm going to play that on Monday. Because in Dawn's metabolism, for some reason, he will not stop taking up for Can't. Never. Thank you, Joy Jones. She said a sister missing and sleeping in church service. If you had a sister that was missing, wouldn't you be alert at church? Don't ever forget. I know you guys wouldn't. Don't ever forget Candace's violent past. We know Dawn has a past too, and I'm not taking up for Dawn. But the way that he goes about taking up for Can't, my stomach cannot take it. We've seen other men that quickly turned against who they believed was the child abuser, murderer in the home. Al Stout. Look at Megan Boswell. Her daddy turned her in. Let's look at Kane Horman. He knew something wasn't right with Terry Horman's story. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Snazzy. It's raining memberships. So this is how the father of a missing child, and I use that term loosely, because if you ask me, Candace needs an Oscar we went through it last week when Ernie was confronting her about Dawn taking showers with Summer. She's trying to act like she didn't know anything about it. One of you left a comment and said, and the Oscar goes to, yeah.
No, because you want to create drama.
Yes, you're right. I'm the one I'm the one that has caused this.
My daughter does not matter to you. What have you done for my daughter? Let me ask you that.
What have you done for your daughter? That's the question.
I've searched for her.
Bull crap. That's such a lie.
Like you.
Oh
hey,
my God, you're a liar. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I think it's
okay. Obviously, this is on the lab. I love the lab. Chris McDonough, I think he's done amazing work with this case. But let me tell you, I'm getting really tired of Daisy pointing the finger at Josh, calling him a tragedy pimp. You see, on the YouTube streets, if someone doesn't like what you're talking about, or if you talk about Summer Wells too much, you're called a tragedy pimp. Okay, I have a $2 membership. $2. It pays for my StreamYard and recording hours and things like that. But Daisy can have a $25 membership, but she's just a Christian.
Sim, everybody hang on, because I'm gonna be nice.
No, you haven't been nice though. The whole time, you've been talking all this crap.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm live with you, say what you're gonna say, man. While I'm talking to you, say what you're gonna say.
Well, look, man, it's
Why
really.
are you gonna be nice now all of a sudden?
Wait a minute. Are we gonna talk? Or are you gonna talk over me?
Wait a minute.
No, you wait a minute. You called my show.
No, you've been sitting here. You're the one.
Yes, it's my
saying all
show,
this
Don.
stuff about me. You have no idea about it. Yeah, it's your show. I don't even need to talk to you really, because you know what? People know the truth.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Well, can I ask you a couple questions?
You're a Chris McDonough wannabe.
Whatever that means. Okay, well then you're a scumbag, not wannabe. Talk to me. I have a question for you.
Man. You know what?
Let me ask you a question, Don.
No, let me ask you a question. Why do you idolize Chris McDonough?
I don't idolize Chris McDonough.
Boys in prison.
Well, probably because he didn't molest kids when he was little. I like people like that.
You like people that molest kids when they're little? Really?
No. That don't.
He goes, you like kids? He goes, you like people that molest kids when they're little? No, he didn't say that. It's deflection, 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 and turning things around. Cat said, gotta pay my pimp. Woo, Cat. Thank you, thank you. Pimping out Cat.
Well, then you got me f***ed up, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I do, but can I ask a question now?
Yeah, you really do, man.
Can I ask?
Stop with that bullshit.
Can I ask a question now?
No, you.
Oh, okay. Well,
got me way off base.
You should have read the Bible more, buddy.
I love my children.
I didn't say you didn't. I never said you didn't.
Oh man, you just gonna sit here and run your mouth.
Yes.
Like Mr. Chris McDonough going after little 14-year little boys. What the f wrong with you, Kyle?
Yes, correct. That's a
wrong
good
with
one.
you?
No, but you
Mr.
are an admitted one. You're an admitted one.
No, you are.
No, you're an admitted one.
I was a little kid and so were they.
No, you weren't a little
Hey,
kid. She was 5 years old, Don. Don, she was 5 years old.
Man, stop with that.
You were how old? 12, 13? How long did it go on for, Don?
Yeah, I was a little kid.
No, you weren't a little kid. You were a
I didn't know
teenager.
that. Hey, at least I admitted to my part.
Good job.
But
Congratulations.
they don't want to admit to their part.
She's 5.
Well, and this seems to be the topic over on Daisy's channel, because even though the child, who's now an adult in question, was 5 years old at the time, she is causing doubt to be put in her story, and it's sickening. I am so glad, and we're going to get to that Trev called her out. Well, why didn't she do anything about it before? Because she was 5. She was living with shame. At least I admitted. Uh-oh. There's my husband. I'd love to shut his mouth for him. Whew. I tell you what, old DT driver has big issues with Dawn. Yes, he does.
Was a little kid.
She was 5.
I was 12.
Yeah. Way
hey, at least
older.
I'm man enough to admit my mistake.
How does that make
Why don't
you a man?
Admit your mistake?
How does that make you a man?
It don't make me a man. It makes me a man because I admit that I made a mistake.
Okay,
But
can I ask you about Summer?
Neither can you. What have you done?
Can I ask you about Summer?
What have you done in your life, you little?
Get it all out, Don. Get it out.
You made mistakes.
Yeah, sure.
You're not perfect.
I'm not.
You ain't nobody.
No.
You're not.
Nope.
You want to sit there and play like you're high and mighty?
No, I don't.
Like you've never done wrong? I would like to know really about your past.
Have at it.
You ain't nobody either.
Have at it.
You've made all kinds of mistakes, but you know what? You ain't man enough to admit one mistake you've ever made in your life, are you?
Well, I regret taking this phone call since you won't ask me or let me ask a question.
Yeah, I bet you do because you're a little and you talk just like in Trevor Lee. You're a you're a fucking Chris McDonough wannabe.
I am.
Woo! Then he brings up Trevor Lee. Why they always got to be hating on Trevor? Trevor has been doing a lot of work on the case, certifying letters out to authorities in Tennessee, started his own channel, put $2,000 into the reward fund until we knew that it wasn't actually for a reward. I mean, you name it, anything he can do to help, he's helped. He should be appreciated, not attacked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Hey, Dawn, why did the dispatcher say that Candace went for a walk and then she said she didn't go for a walk? Oh, he hung up. Well, that was a great phone call. Hilarious. Hilarious. Dawn, I don't have a daughter, Dawn, but she's not missing. Okay. I'm not perfect. All right. That was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Hilarious. Look, man, don't call and hang up. Let's have a conversation.
No, you look, man. You ain't boss.
Let's have a conversation.
You ain't boss. You ain't boss.
No, I
nothing.
actually am here, Don.
Oh, no, you really are.
This is my show.
Yeah, it's your show.
Why did Candace say that she was going for a walk to dispatch?
Man, because that was a miscommunication.
How is
man,
that
how
a
many times do I got to go over this bullshit?
That was a miscommunication. So you're telling me that the 911 dispatcher got abducted from the basement, confused with went on a walk or a run? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because how many stories? I did a whole show about it, and I think it was like August of 2021. We went through all the different stories Camp Kent has had.
But how's that a miscommunication?
Man, because dispatch, you're not listening.
Yeah, I am.
You want me to explain something, but you can't shut your mouth for 5 damn minutes. because dispatch had a miscommunication. They didn't understand everything. Candace ain't walking down this hill to go for a walk for nobody except for to look for her daughter, number one. And when she did go look for her daughter, she drove her mama's truck. You there?
Yeah, I'm listening. You told me to shut my mouth. I'm listening.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, and I've told it a million times. How many times?
Told it a million times. Well, hello, Fun to Ski. This is a treat.
Oh, isn't it though? It just took me a bit to figure it out.
It's like riding a bike. How are you doing, my friend? Let's have a round of applause for our friend Fun to Ski. She's been around forever and a day.
So, Brooke, can you hear me okay?
Oh, loud and clear, my friend.
Okay. This is all new to me, so I'm learning.
Wonderful. So what do you think about this? Well, see, now you're going to be grabbing the link all the time. What do you think about all these lies, deflection, road trips, working out of town? You go.
Well, actually, I'm sick of it. This is something that the Bly Wells have done since the beginning. Candace not being on for 12 to 14 days after Summer went missing. I believe the LA and the searchers out in Rogersville do a very excellent job in search and rescue. And what really bothered me was Candace and Dawn not attempting to go find Summer. As a mom and a grandmother, if one of my children or grandchildren, even my fur baby's missing, I'm looking for them until I find them. I'm like a bloodhound. I won't give up until I find them. And the lackadaisical of Candace and Dawn and Grandis, it's just, I'm just so fed up with it and angry with them. And the e-bagging and the games that they play and the pranks that they play on these unsuspecting subscribers and people saying, oh, we can believe them. They're good people. Yeah, they do drugs. They do alcohol. Oh, sorry. If I say something wrong, interrupt me, please, Brooks.
Oh, no problem. You're good.
Because my emotions, it gets hot and heavy and I get angry and I might say something wrong and I don't mean to say anything wrong and ruin your show.
No. I can ruin it all on my own. You're no problem.
But it's just frustrating. It's totally angry. And I just, you know, I have a book and their past behavior is somewhat of a reflection of their present and future behavior. And I do understand Ellie trying to make an airtight case on them because we don't want them out in public. Dawn going to Knoxville to the hotels, picking up children, because Dawn's age is that maybe 4, 5, and 6-year-old age. Children are not safe on the street with them. And then I feel bad for the boys because of Candace. And Candace is just as much as a perpetrator as Dawn is. But we hold women differently than we hold men.
And I cannot stand that because I'm telling you something right now. There needs to be a red hot investigation into what went on between her and Hunter. I cannot stand it when some old dirty, crusty basketball coach sleeps with a cheerleader in high school and and I don't mean anyone around here, and they're coming unglued. She's just a girl. She's just a girl. But when it's a boy, it's kind of like a high five moment. Nobody's going to high five anybody for sleeping with Can't. And you cannot tell me that Hunter did this Oh,
The,
he was taken advantage of.
yes, but what about the other young men that we saw in pictures that can't showed with the other young men? I don't believe Hunter's the only one out there. I think there's others. And I don't understand about the hauler keeping all this wrapped up. Yeah, maybe they're all birds of a feather, but this is not right. We've got to protect our boys just as much as we've got to protect our girls.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
100%. And I think a lot of Allie losing custody of her children was the admittance on the McDonough show, the interview room, and Chris did nothing wrong. When Hunter said, "Oh, that twisted tea was for me. She owed me a vape." Well, it didn't take too long for him to be, and Allie's sitting right there. Chris McDonough said, "No more vaping, Mom," like telling her this is wrong. This is wrong. And
yeah,
it didn't take long, and they removed the kids.
yes, and they gave him to Sherry, and they removed him off of Sherry. And then you have Marlena and Jay, and Jay got placed in a foster family. Other children around the Wells have all been placed, except for Jody Sue. All the children have been placed with foster families.
And Jody Sue is playing with fire. Why is she not worried about the hammer coming down on her? Because everyone associated with them has had some sort of falling out. Whether, I mean, look at Allie.
Oh, yes.
Look at Fred.
And Lori, their children were taken. I mean, I understand that Tennessee doesn't recognize cohabit, oh gosh, they don't significant others. They have to be married. Otherwise, they're just considered boyfriend, girlfriend, and not, oh, there's another name for it when you live together because they've been together 20 years, but their children were taken away too. What is that? Oh, I can't think of it right off the bat.
All married.
And then all the deaths around the area, people are dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm.
We can't blame it all on the virus.
No.
But bad drugs, bad alcohol, it's quite interesting to say the least.
Well, we've got our friend Trevor backstage. Trevor, what are you making of all this?
It's just all mess, and it's been the same mess that they've played on for 2 years, and they're going to keep playing it to spin everything in circles to avoid the truth.
%.
So, what do you think about this? The little baby Jane Doe, the remains in Virginia, in Carroll County. And
well, I understand that Dawn said this and saying that they want DNA and everything like that. Both him and Candace have DNA in the system. And you can't tell me that they didn't get DNA from them when they were interrogated and questioned. They would have to have it for when they would find Summer to compare it.
Do you think actually that the Wells had a hairbrush just for Summer or a toothbrush for each one of them and that it wasn't shared?
Well, they can figure that stuff out on their own. They truly can. And let's say they didn't have anything in the house. There's not even one strand of hair, a pair of underwear, a shoe, because your shoe has a lot of DNA in it. Our feet sweat all the time. Gross, but they do.
Yeah, but they never bought shoes. They always looked given from the church or yard sales, and they always looked too big for the children's feet. Not that they would go to the dollar store and buy them a pair of tennies so they could wear, but it's quite interesting.
Well, what I'm saying is, let's say they didn't have one thing in that house with Summer's DNA in it. Nothing. Not a spoon that she ate from, not a cup she drank out of, nothing. Nothing to get a DNA profile. They would already have Dawn and Candace's because Dawn's a felon.
But was he a felon 10 years ago in Tennessee? Because if not, I don't think they would have his DNA. And it would have to come from Utah if they had collected it.
Well, they certainly have it now because he was in jail in Tennessee for almost a year for the violation of probation.
But that wasn't a felony, was it? I thought that was just a DUI, probation violation.
Well, when you violate probation, it's a felony. And nobody, I don't care if it's they're not going to let you sit in there for a misdemeanor for a year. And anyone that's checked in, they're going to have their DNA. And like we went through, the Gannon Stout thing, when they brought, Al in and Letitia and everything like that, they swabbed their cheeks. They their DNA.
But what about Candace? Has Candace been pulled in? I didn't think Candace had anything from Tennessee.
Well, I mean, she was interrogated right after Summer went missing. She probably just sat there and said nothing.
Well, I sure would like to take them and put them in the box for a couple hours. A long couple of hours.
Yep. Trev, what do you know about DNA sampling in Tennessee? When someone gets interrogated, do they swab their cheek? Because I know in Oklahoma they do. If they bring someone in for questioning, they bring them in there for a reason.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how they do that here, but to back onto the Carroll County remains, the PMI on that body was estimated to be 5 years. So the remains were found last year, so that would put the child passing about 6 years ago now. If like September of this year will mark an estimated 6 years that the child had been deceased. And what I've heard, at least from sources, is that they have checked into it to be Summer, to check if it is Summer. Just to put that out there about those remains.
What about, was the child that was deceased in Blunteville, Tennessee, near the Misty Waters Road, Misty Waters apartment, did they ever find out whose child that was?
I'm not sure which one that is.
Yeah, it's Blunteville, Tennessee, and it was the Misty Waters Road and the Misty Waters apartments. And I didn't know, I hadn't heard, had they put a name to that child.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, there's they seem to be coming up with children and adults.
All right, Snazzy has a question. Oh, Smiley's here. Smiley, I tried to call you last week, love. Are you okay? I think it was horrible what happened to you on Daisy's channel. I cannot believe what happened to you. That was disgusting, and that should have never been allowed. Snazzy said paternity tests when Summer was born. Could Summer have had a different bio dad? The only thing I think about that is that Summer looks like Dawn. But I mean, how can you can't exactly trust Candace to be faithful, okay?
No, she was a filly, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Total breeder.
If you invite Candace into your home, God forbid, you could turn the chair upside down and she'd sit on the legs. Candace seems to have a very high sex drive. It's disgusting.
It's a shame. It's a total shame. I just it's filled a notebook, literally a notebook. And I want to say Smiley did an excellent job on Mad Cow's channel. And that is one of the first times I have seen Candace show any type of anger or frustration. And it wasn't for Summer, which I would love to have seen for Summer, but it was, again, for her and Dawn.
She doesn't want people calling the TBI. She wants this case to go away. That's what got under her skin. She wants it to be like her sister's case. See, she misjudged social media in 2021. She thought it would be like Rose. They look for a little bit and that would be it. She didn't think that people would really care and follow and follow and follow. What do you think, Trev?
Oh yeah, and that's why you see their biggest anger is towards the people who have stuck around for the full 2 years and have no intentions of leaving.
I mean, she was calling Smiley the C word, a dick licker. How dare you call TBI? That's their job. That's their job, to take information. She doesn't want any cages rattled. She doesn't know what's around the corner for her. She doesn't know. And it's going to be.
I was going to say that's why I think Thursday that they're sweating bullets. And you noticed how Candace and Dawn are separated. And it just puts to light where Candace is.
Yeah, supposedly she's in Georgia on a road trip, sitting outside of a pool.
Oh, I think she's with Miss Daisy at her home.
I don't know if she has a pool or not. I have no idea, but of course they're not going to tell us the truth. Supposedly Don's in Virginia working because of YouTube, nobody will give him a job in the whole state of Tennessee. Whatever.
Isn't just like that West, or I think is it West Virginia? Is it only about 10 miles away or 15 miles away?
Because I know Candace was with him at the Huddle House and people wanted him to leave.
I had heard that they were in Wise, Virginia.
That's it, Wise.
All right, let's get back to this real quick. I get sidetracked too easily. I'm sorry, everybody.
Sometimes I got to tell the same story over and over and over. Nobody can hear.
Okay, so you're saying that it was a miscommunication, that the dispatch lady's wrong, that Candace said that she went for a walk, came back.
She was wrong. I never said she was wrong. So you're not listening again. I said it was a miscommunication. It happened. It happens all the time.
Well, what about the time discrepancy?
There is no time discrepancy.
Well, there is, because the 911 call was at 6:34.
No, there's not.
Yes, there was, Don. And
no, there's not.
Don.
No, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong. See, again, you're not listening.
No, we don't need to listen to you, Don, because we know that the 911 call was dispatched at 6:34 p.m. We also know that Can't put a picture of her oldest son in long sleeves and long pants on Facebook at 6:05 and then took it down. So you have a strange day already, because for some reason, Candace gave a shit about someone besides herself and got her and rolled her ass out of bed early to take Grandis to the hospital to have her knee looked at. Now, you're really telling me that she cares about Grandis's knee? And then from there, she makes contact with Hunter. We have the hippie house, takes him to the backside of the park so he can drink his twisted tea and the vape she owed him. Why would she owe him? Why would she owe a minor child a nicotine vape? Oh, we lost Trevor. Why would she owe a minor child a nicotine vape?
Because that minor child, somebody had to deal drugs. Well, excuse me, they had to deal. And wouldn't the adults want the teenagers to be selling that stuff to other minors and people, since they would figure that the teenagers wouldn't get in as much trouble as the adults get into trouble? Didn't we hear that Hunter might have been trying to associate with a gang, if I can use that word, on YouTube?
Oh, I mean, here's the whole thing about the whole gang situation. You know, there's been so many rumors and speculation and stuff like that. I mean, what gang is Hunter in? I mean, a gang of kids that do stuff they're not supposed to do, that's one thing. But I mean, if he wants to learn about gang life, I'd take him down I-40 and drop him in Memphis and go back. He's not a gangster. He's hanging around his mom and her friends, and his mom doesn't care. So he's dabbling in that life.
Yeah, but then you hear Candace in that song, My House, saying it's Summer's favorite song, and then throwing those gang signs. And the other thing is, where's all the pictures? Where's the pictures at the hospital? Where's the pictures from that day? Since Candace always liked to take pictures, where's the rest of the photos from that day?
Yep.
Wouldn't she be out there with her camera taking pictures of her and grandma, you know, playing with cactus and succulents? My God. You know, and to only come out with the video from the swimming hole with Summer playing in it and Candace telling Hunter, don't splash her. You're in the water. Splashing's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't get in the water unless you plan to get wet. Out of their damn minds.
Unless the water was just
I'm trying to
bad.
tell y'all the truth, but y'all want to stir up a bunch of crap like Mr. Chris McDonough wannabe wants.
Okay,
to
this
act
isn't
like.
about Chris McDonough and your axe to grind with him. Okay, this isn't about him. This is
no,
this is between you and I.
Okay, man, I've been your friend before, and I've talked to you many times in the middle of the night, going through all this trauma and everything else, and now all of a sudden you want to act like there's something going on. Whoa, and all this crazy stuff. The fact of it is our little girl is missing, and y'all want to act like, you know.
Don, you and I have never been friends. What are you talking about?
You know what? Okay, then we have never been friends, but you want to act like you're my friend.
No, I
and talk
don't.
to me throughout the night, set me up, and make me look stupid.
No, I don't do that. You
know,
do
you have
that.
the same MO as Chris McDonough.
Why do you keep bringing up Chris McDonough?
Because you just like him.
No, I'm not.
You come in here and act like he was our best friend because you all say you're going to help us find our daughter and everything else. And we turn to you people to help us find our daughter. And then you turn around and stab it in our back just for content and clicks and views. Who's sicker in this situation?
You and Candace.
No, you.
No, you. It's odd to me that Dawn and Candace have got the YouTube lingo down. Like when Candace was fighting with, or she thought she was fighting with Smiley, she wasn't expecting her to bite back. And she said, because you ain't got no content. You're just doing this for views. So why would you care about this when your daughter is in imminent danger, according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation? Imminent danger. Why would you care if somebody rattled the cages of law enforcement? You would want that because your daughter is in imminent danger. You know what I mean, Beth?
I do. And not only their daughter, the boys, I believe, were in intimate danger if they go back. If that judge, family court judge, you know, that's this family is not one to have children. Let them be, arrest them, put them in jail for the rest of their lives, as far as I'm concerned. But they do not need any children. And if Margie's there with her 3 children, that's just asking for trouble.
Their asses aren't going to be there on Thursday. No. Don't think Don's going to come back from Wise, Virginia, or wherever the hell he is to go to court. And she's supposedly on a road trip, just like they missed the last court date in May. I don't know why she doesn't just go back to her old tricks like she did in Wisconsin and sign over rights and be done with it. On one hand, they're like, oh, these people have doctor lawyer money so they can put them in football and they can put them in basketball, but we don't. And I'm like, no. Many, many, many parents, myself included, don't have doctor lawyer money, and we can put our children in activities. But when your own addictions and habits are more important, then your children's needs aren't.
No, they're not. I mean, you scrape by. You go to the dollar store. You pay $1.25 for a thing of bleach. $1.25 for dish soap. $25. $1.25 for Pine Sol. You can keep your house clean. You might be poor, but you have love. The clothes are clean and washed. They have beds. They have pillows. They have sheets. They have blankets. The children don't know about money and everything else, but they do know about love. They do know about, they love you unconditionally. And it's up to being a parent to protect those children. I was always a parent. I wasn't their friend until after the age of 18. Then we became friends.
Well, and I think that's part of Allie's problem. She's trying to be friends with her kids, and I can't stand oh, my best friend. No, your best friend can't be 8 years old. Your best friend can't be 13. It doesn't work that way. They need a parent. My parents used to love it to rub it in my face. You have friends at school, we're your parents. We're not here to be cool with you.
No, but then look
Okay.
at
You are.
Well, whatever
my
you
friend.
think. Whatever you think, Don.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yep,
Okay.
damn right, and I'm sticking with that.
Well, that's good.
Because it's about your show and you. It's not even about my daughter.
I know,
You
it's
don't
not.
give
No.
a damn about my daughter.
No, it's not. Yeah, you're
And
right. I
Chris
don't. I
McDonough
haven't.
never give a damn about my daughter.
You're right. If that's really how you
Yeah,
feel,
you damn right I'm
if
right.
that's,
I know.
Don, if that's
I know.
really how you feel, that's a shame. Because
That is exactly
everybody
how
here,
I
listen, let me say something to you. Everybody's
What
panel
have
that
you
everybody's
find my
panel,
daughter?
Don, everybody's panel that you go on to, they kiss your ass because they think you're going to say something and tell them where Summer
Just
is.
like you.
No.
Yeah.
Am I kissing your ass right now, Don?
No, not right now, but you have in the past.
I
Don't lie
never
to me.
have. Remember
Everybody
that
knows.
time?
They've
Do
seen
you
your
remember
show.
that conversation you had where you called me the N-word 30 times screaming at me? The last conversation that we ever had, Don. Do you really think?
Man, I can't help it if you act like it. I can't help that. That's not my fault.
Are you drinking tonight?
No, are you?
No, I haven't. No. I might
Doing
have to after
drugs?
this.
What the hell's wrong with you?
No.
We've never had a conversation like this before, but since you're live, you want to act all crazy.
No, I'm not acting crazy at all.
Yeah, but when you know what? When we talk one-on-one privately on the phone, when you're secretly recording my calls and crap, and then playing it later on, man, be real, man. We're live right now. Why are you acting all crazy now?
I'm not. Am I acting crazy?
Whatever, dude.
Am I acting crazy?
Man, you're a total different person when we're talking privately. Supposedly privately, but when you're
Do you remember that last conversation we had?
phone call,
Do you remember that last
Man,
conversation we had
I could give a damn less what you think, to
where
be honest
you
with you.
screamed at me and I said, if
I'm
you want to
screaming at
know,
you right now.
I said, if you want to know where your daughter is, go ask your wife.
Man, I do want to, man. Don't even go there.
Then
you
go
little bitch.
ask Candace.
You're such a little bitch.
Because she
You're such a
knows,
little
and you
bitch.
know
No,
she knows where she
you're
is.
little-
I love this statement from Josh. Everything else aside, then go ask Candace. Candace was home. Supposedly, Dawn was not. He was coming home from work. I don't know where the hell Dawn was. Then go ask Candace. Because the only time there's a story, let's say, I'm just going to say the truth. There's one version. There can't be multiple versions. We've had multiple versions from Candace.
We don't even have the right timeline starting in the morning.
Nope.
You know, Dawn's in bed with Summer. Supposedly he has to be at work. And then Candace and Grandis and Summer have to leave by 7:30 to get to the ER by 8 o'clock. And now that's changed to maybe they left 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And it was during the virus. And that was a minimum of a 4-hour to 6-hour stay. It's all convoluted. Totally.
I mean, according to TBI, when was Summer last seen? Her mother reports last seeing her on the afternoon of June 15th at their home on Ben Hill Road. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we will not provide additional information regarding the timeline. So they don't know. Not that they would tell us. Law enforcement doesn't tell us anything, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
No, but I think for all of us, our ideas give us a timeline and to backtrack. You know, if you lose a pair of car keys, okay, start from you're coming from the car. Where did you put the keys? And you backtrack. We can't backtrack for Summer because they don't want us to know what they did with Summer. Because I think this was pre-planned, and they rented her, they sold her or whatever, and she wasn't returned to the shed because that's why Don went to the shed rather than going up to the house. He went to the shed.
And I've always thought that was very, very strange that he went straight to the shed. Now he says he didn't. Well, he did. And then, see, it was a very peculiar, let's go June 14th and June 15th. We already know why June 15th was a crazy day.
But June 14th was too.
Yep. Because Tim, for whatever reason, a few days ago said, remember this, DCS improvement is now happening 2 years after Summer Wells disappeared. So whose side are you on, Tim? Are you saying that the kids should have been removed the day before? Are you getting a strike of conscience? He said, which happened a day after DCS came on the Wells property and closed, all in caps, a case. Yes, they were on the property a day before she mysteriously disappeared. This is why suspects are broader than most realize. Would the boys have been handled the same way if all had happened today, especially to an Amber Alert family? There is a huge difference between a court order versus taking advantage of vulnerable. So he's confirming right here, of course, we get his word salad with no ranch. And, but he says they were on the property a day before she mysteriously disappeared and the case was closed. Now, we also know that Pruitt said that one case bleeds over to the other. So he's saying that CPS was there the day before. We've heard Candace say, no, there was no CPS here the day before. Maybe that's why when Don was looking at his phone the day he fired Dudley, which was the day before on the 14th, and he was looking at his phone like, you know, he just lost a family member or something. Maybe that's why. Maybe something was going down that day. I don't know. But I think it's damn strange that if CPS was there the day before and closed the case, why would Candace take Summer around Robin Hood's barn the next day all over Hell's Half Acre? And that next day, she gets Hunter alcohol and a vape when she knows she just got out of hot water with CPS. Why?
Because number one, I don't think CPS contacted them because Candace was always running away or she wouldn't answer the door. So how would they know that the case was closed? They wouldn't.
This is just according to Tim. He said they were there the day before. We've heard Candace say no, they weren't. And I have a feeling that CPS was involved after the domestic violence case in October. Of course they're going
Yeah,
to.
the 14th of October, yes, of 20. And I think the boys were involved with that case too. We could hear Summer in the background, whatever words she was saying of stop, or maybe she was trying to get in between the fighting between Jose and Dawn and Candace and everything else. But again, they don't tell the truth.
No.
They don't know how to tell the truth.
No. And
everything is a lie or a misdirection. No, go this way. No, that way. Oh, no. You got to go over here. But hopefully LE has a clearer snapshot of what actually transpired and when it transpired. And I only hope that the metadata or satellite visions, photographs from space could go ahead and pinpoint any photos that they have at Warriors and at Ben Hill Road, because there's satellites all up in the sky and they're constantly taking pictures. And then there's Google Earth on top of that, taking pictures. Hopefully something was over around those areas at that particular time and more information that Ellie's keeping under the covers.
And I hope they do keep it under the covers and not give whoever did whatever a heads up. I hope they do. Because they don't need the public's help and they don't want us meddling in anything. We know that from multiple cases. They're like, if you have a credible tip, call it in. But giving us advice on our job is not how we do it.
Oh, I wouldn't want to give Ellie advice. I mean, they've got their play call list and they're doing what they need to do and check those boxes and everything else. We're a distraction. But if you noticed, Candace and Dawn listen to these lives and shows and everything else, and then they hear different narratives, and then they come out with those narratives a couple of days later to muddy the water some more.
Muddy the water. And Dawn and Candace follow social media, and you can tell how they change their narrative to what people are saying. Like Candace last week saying that she goes around the holler every day to check. Well, she's only saying that because she's had people on her ass forever and a day about, well, why aren't you searching? Why would you go to Arkansas for all that time knowing that your daughter's in imminent danger somewhere around your area? It doesn't make any sense.
No, but Ken and Dawn, they go ahead and they leave the area, so they're under the radar. That's why they went to Arkansas, and they went from Arkansas to Tennessee. They went from Missouri. They've gone to Texas, Wisconsin. They're constantly, they get into trouble and everything else, so they leave the area. And they try to leave the area before they get caught. And
I don't know what the hell they're doing, but their game's about up. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but like I said, their game's about up.
Yes.
I don't know who the hell's calling me.
Well, I'll let you go, Brooks. Thank you very much for having me up. I do appreciate it.
Oh, I loved you coming up. I'm so glad that you got it figured out and everything. Come back anytime. Hello, boy mom. How are you? Fun to Ski has been a member forever and has never grabbed the link. It was so good to talk to her.
She knows where she is. You liar. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar.
Hey, meet me face to face.
Shut up. Shut up, Don. It's always you always want to fight. You always want to fight somebody.
No, I don't want to fight. I just want to see how you act.
I would be the same way. I'm talking to you right now.
No, you're not.
Your wife, Dawn.
Let's bet on that.
Ask your wife where she is. Can you ask her?
If my wife knew where she was, you don't see her broken heart. And
no, I don't.
For real shit.
No, I don't.
Well, you need to. You know what? Do you realize what she's been through?
No.
Do you know? Look, let's put everything aside for a minute.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Do you know about all the attacks and everything that we've been through, from the psychics to the fake search teams, from the police tearing our house apart over and over again? Can you not tell me that you wouldn't be traumatized through all that?
I don't think anybody is really worried about Candace's trauma. And I love how Josh, even though he's been attacked over and over and over and over by this tragedy pimp movement, which I don't understand that. We're all adults here. That he still hammers at it. I absolutely love it. So Don mentions a fake search team. He's talking about Equisearch. Now, Twisted True Cindy, she clipped this. Sub up, she does a great job, and it's ridiculous the way he is slamming Equisearch. Let me tell you, I've had several people over the years saying, "Can you make a group for my child? Can you do a show about my child? You know, how do I get a hold of Equisearch?" They want the help, but not these two characters. No.
Evil.
That is.
Oh, with all this evil stuff. Oh, shit. They're the ones that need to be looking in the mirror. They're the ones evil.
That is.
Oh, with all this evil stuff. Oh, shit. They're the ones that need to be looking in the mirror. Just look at the pictures I posted. I posted every picture I had in the hopes of finding Summer, and everybody turned it into something evil.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they? How
Did
dare
you know
they?
people were selling candles with Summer's picture on it?
Yeah, a friend of ours shut that down.
Yeah, I threatened her yesterday too. I said all the money better either go to Equisearch or something, but you need to cease like all.
I wouldn't send crap to. I wouldn't send shit to Equisearch, because all they are some glorified searchers that just come out here and party it up, and they go to the lake and swim. They don't do shit.
Wait,
what have they done? Equisearch? What have they done? Tell me, what have they done?
Didn't you want them to come back? Aren't they coming back?
Well, yeah, but not when they're trying to benefit off the money. That's all they want is, you send them money. That's all they're all about is money. It's like everybody else has come out here. Send me money, send me money. Just like all of them.
Guess what, Dawn? People don't do shit for free, Dawn. They can't get out there and search without money. I will never understand why people want people to do shit for free for them. I'll never get it. I will never understand that. Of course they need money. My God. Look how long it takes just for them to get from area to area. He is disgusting. They're out there looking for your little girl. Oh, they just want money. They have to have donations to search. They have to. Nothing's free in this life.
That's all they want is, you send them money. That's all they're all about is money. It's like everybody else has come out here. Send me money, send me money. Just like all of them. All of them. That's all they want. That's all they're here for is the show. Oh, send us money, send us money. Well, they stay in fine hotels, drink it up, party, and go to the fucking lake. They ain't done a fucking thing. None of them.
What have you done, Dawn? What's Dawn done? Did Cowboy Dawn get on a horse and go around his own area to try to find his daughter? Nope. Nope. And this is real rich coming from the Wells, because they have gotten something for nothing. We don't live in a country where you expect people just to give you shit for free. Well, some people do. I take that back. They're looking for your child. But this is the man that complains about socialism as well, but says they want money. They have to have money. You know how much a freaking horse is? You know how much it costs to feed a horse? To transport it out to Tennessee?
Now, don't get me wrong. I know the police, they have got out here and searched. And some of these people like that, but Equisearch, they're full of shit. They ain't done nothing. The only time we seen them was at one lake and then another lake, and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. They ain't, boots on the ground, that's bullshit. Boots on the ground to the fucking bar, maybe. Yeah, that would be freaking awesome to live the life they got.
He's out of his damn mind. Boots on the ground to the effing bar. What the hell is he talking about? They go and they search. Seems like he didn't want them to find something. He didn't want them to find something. Common sense, true crime. Hang on, girlfriend. She said everything is about money to Don. He has brought up money from the get. From the get. So why would that bother him that people that are searching for his daughter would have to have money to do it? Why would he be upset? What does he know about YouTube? What does he know about YouTube? Seems like nothing. He forgets to mention that Equisearch brought them dinner. I bet they ate that up.
Brand new nice homes and everything, and all this bullshit. They're all talk. I'll call them out. I've already called them out once.
Oh, shit. Well, they're coming back, I think, right?
Nah, I doubt that. Not unless the money's right. And what they do with that money, they ain't give a fuck about Summer.
See anymore at this point?
I don't know. I don't know where she's at. All I know is they better pray to God I don't get a hold of them. They better pray I don't get a hold of them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Equisearch and everybody else. They don't give a fuck. None of them motherfuckers give a fuck.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Yeah. They're trying to make a big deal out of it like that stuff because I was up in their area looking around for Summer.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff I'm getting for trying to find my daughter.
Yeah, looking for her, and now they want to make you look like a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. The little girl was up there by herself on the street. Why? I mean, I was trying to protect her. I was trying to turn her into something else. Somebody could have easily come by there and grabbed that little girl up.
Girl was walking around, and you just said you should go inside.
That little girl's out there by the road by herself. He's like, oh, yeah, kind of like that. And I saw, I was like, oh, whatever, you know. I felt like I was, like I say, that's one of the instances where I could hear the angels playing in the Deliverance movie. When I left, I says, I waved at her, I said, see you later, or something like that. I got much like I left. Unbelievable.
Yeah, people are wild.
Disgusting. Equisearch has spent years and years and years helping families find their loved ones, because we know that local resources a lot of times aren't enough. And if they haven't found a child in a reasonable amount of time, they know there's a problem. They know. And how dare him even accuse them of doing it for the money? Everybody has to have money to do what they do. That's ridiculous. Woo! Snazzy Trinket, thank you for the super sticker. Says, what an insult to claim these people that search for their child don't give an F. What he is really saying is he doesn't want them to come back, so he insults them. Exactly. Exactly. He didn't want them looking. You could see his face was so pale when he found out about another search for Summer. He doesn't want it. And we damn sure know Candace doesn't. All right, before I go, I know a lot of people have had interest in this, and it's really disgusting. This is on Remember Again. And this is when Trevor went at it with Daisy. And let me tell you what, it is disturbing as hell. It is disturbing as hell. Because any victim of Dawn's, first off, there is a victim mentality where someone's always, poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me. Oh, this person did it. I can't catch a break, blah, blah, blah. And then there are true victims that don't speak out on behalf of themselves because they're a victim. They're a victim. I'm not a victim. Look at that. Thank you, Lisa, for the super sticker. It's sick. So for Daisy, who is supposedly a nurse, whether she is or not, I don't know. I don't have her resume. To discount what young girls were put through from Dawn Wells is disturbing. Beyond disturbing. And then I'm going to show you another clip of a survivor, not one of Dawn's, that explains why it took so long for her to come out.
About what was done to her?
Exactly. Why didn't she speak up if she was that concerned about Summer?
Why didn't she speak up? She is a victim. She is standing up as a victim of sexual assault.
Okay,
You cannot tell a victim when it's time for them to speak up.
And Daisy goes, and that's fine. Thank you for your permission, Daisy. And you guys all know around here, I don't care what other creators do. I don't care. I could care less. Could care less. But you cannot use your platform to put doubt out there about someone's abuse. You can't. It's horrible. Could you imagine going to the hospital and Daisy's your nurse that says, why didn't you say something before? Little does Daisy know, because she hasn't done any research on this case, Jeannie didn't even know that Summer Wells existed. She found out through the grapevine that a little girl named Summer Wells was missing in Hawkins County, Tennessee. She put it together. It was Dawn's daughter. And she called the TBI and told them something she had been hiding for years and years.
Well, why didn't she do it before? That's what I'd like to know. Before all this happened, if she was that concerned with it. I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong. I'm just saying
Well,
that
you're not saying it was wrong.
If it was right or if it was wrong, what are you talking about? I'm not saying if it was right or it was wrong. See, I wouldn't have Candace on my damn show either. Let me tell you why. Integrity honestly counts. Do you guys ever see Dawn and Candace on this show? Do you guys ever see Dawn and Candace on this show? Hell to the no. Hell no. But to say, I'm not going to say it was right or wrong. Well, what could be right about it? And Dawn's daddy and stepmother should have been in jail. But the statutes run out on that.
I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong. I'm just saying
Well,
that
you're not saying it was wrong for it to, you're not saying it was wrong for her to be sexually assaulted, or not that it was wrong for her to speak up later.
Listen, Trevor. I agree she was, but they were both children. Both of them were children. They were not adults. This was a child situation. Yes,
Well,
and what if she was going to speak up? Why didn't she speak up before something happened? If she was that concerned,
Who is she to ask a victim? This isn't from your channel, Daisy. She said, I can't wait to strike you. Play it all. Twisting shit. Play it all. This isn't from your channel. This was clipped from another channel. If you want to strike me, go ahead. I mean, go ahead. I will rightfully take, I'll take that strike. Don't block Daisy. Daisy can actually take the link if she wants, because for some reason she's in here listening, and I've heard the whole thing, Daisy. I've heard it all. Who are you to doubt a survivor of SA? No, don't block her. If she wants to come up and talk, she can. Daisy, if you want to get a membership, it's $2. It's not $25.
Why
I'm
didn't she
just
speak
saying.
up about what was done to her?
Exactly. Why didn't she speak up if she was that concerned about Summer?
Why didn't she speak up? She is a victim. She is standing up as a victim of sexual assault. You cannot tell a victim when it's time for them to speak up.
Well, why didn't she do it before? That's what I'd like to know. Before all this happened, if she was that concerned with it. I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong.
Okay, Daisy, I can't stand drama, and it seems like it's all you can do on your channel. Unlike your channel, we do talk about Summer Wells. We do talk about her case. We do talk about the missing timeline and all the different stories that Can't gave. We do. We do talk about her violent past. We do talk about her past history of child abuse. That is your content. It's public, Daisy. It's public. You're here. If you want to respect, if you want to defend it, get up. Get up here. I'm not shy. Just grab the link. No drama. I'm not doing any drama. And we do talk about the prime suspects in the disappearance of Summer Wells. You are spreading drama by lying. These are your words, Daisy. You said, I'm not going to say if it was right or wrong. You said twisting shit and lying. So who was talking? You know how many people after what you said have reached out to me and said, no, I'm not drama. Daisy, we're not playing this game. Nope. 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 Not even close. Actually, I want you to grab the link, and I'm going to show you something that might help change your perception of what's going on.
I'm just saying
Well,
that
you're not saying it was wrong for you're not saying it was wrong for her to be sexually assaulted, or not that it was wrong for her to speak up later.
Don was a child along with Mary. They were both children. Now, if he would have been an adult, that would have been a different situation. But he was not. Don was a child. So was the other person.
She was 5. She was 5. Hang on. Daisy, I'm going to give you the attention you want, obviously. I can sue you for lying on me about the Cash Apps. I told you to go check the channel, and you could look at the comment from the woman that said Candace said that to her. So that's up to you. You probably need to start doing some research and looking to see where these things came from. I already told you. And we don't have trolls in here. We have great people that advocate for victims. They do not take up for child abusers and pedos. So either take the link or go take a nap.
Why
I'm
didn't she
just
speak up
saying.
about what was done to her?
Exactly. Why didn't she speak up if she was that concerned about Summer?
Why didn't she
Why?
speak up? She is a victim. She is standing up as a victim of sexual assault. You
Okay,
cannot
that's
tell a
fine.
victim when it's time for them to speak up.
Well, why didn't she do it before? That's what I'd like to know. Before all this happened, if she was that concerned with it. I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong. I'm just saying
Well,
that
you're
it
not saying it was wrong
wow.
for it to, you're not saying it was wrong for her to be sexually assaulted, or not that it was wrong for her to speak up later.
Listen, Trevor. I agree she was, but they were both children. Both of them were children. They were not adults. This was a child situation. Yes,
Well,
and what if she was going to speak up? Why didn't she speak up before something happened? If she was that concerned,
why?
I had a message on my Facebook Messenger. Trevor is not a troublemaker. Trevor put $2,000 in the reward fund. Trevor didn't like the way that people were pandering to Dawn and Candace. And so he made his own channel. He talks about FAQs. He does a lot. He's put up flyers where, can't didn't. She couldn't be bothered. He's wrote letters to the governor. He's gotten replies back from TBI. So we're not going to talk about Trevor like that. And, and Daisy, this is not right for you to do to him. This is horrible. This is a horrible thing to do to Trevor. And it's a horrible thing what you're doing to Josh as well. Because before you even started talking about Summer Wells, the rest of us were already on it. My first show for Summer was June 16th of 2021.
Why didn't she speak up about what was done to her?
exactly. Why didn't she speak up if she was that concerned about Summer?
Why didn't she speak up? She is a victim. She is standing up as a victim of sexual assault. You cannot tell a victim when it's time for them to speak up.
Well, why didn't she do it before? That's what I'd like to know. Before all this happened, if she was that concerned with it. I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong. I'm just saying
Well,
that
you're not saying it was wrong
wow.
for it to, you're not saying it was wrong for her to be sexually assaulted, or not that it was wrong for her to speak up later.
Don was a child along with Mary. They were both children. Now, if he would have been an adult, that would have been a different situation. But he was not.
See, Daisy may not know this. Daisy, grab the link. Don't just sit in here and troll people. Nobody really cares. They really don't care. They really don't care because you're not doing anything to help Summer, period. You're not putting out the facts. You're not doing any research. All you do is shit talk. That's all you do. It's crazy. That is all you do. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Mama She. Thank you. I mean, take the link. Take the link and come up. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to cuss you or anything. Get your own content. Stop stealing other stuff and spreading lies. Is this your voice or not, Daisy? Did you say this or not? Did somebody use a voice changer from your house? You said it. You said it. You don't even know what you're talking about. Jeannie did not even know Summer Wells existed. You know how many people have reached out to me and said, I didn't say anything about my essay until I was 45, 55, 65. I've had people saying, I tried to harm myself because I couldn't live with the shame anymore. Thank you, Zach. We do have an incredible group. We absolutely do. And as a nurse, Daisy, you should know that. What would you do, Daisy? Let's say that you're working at the hospital and someone comes in and they, and they admit that they've been SA'd. Would you say, well, why are you just here today? No one's spreading lies. This is your voice. Thank you, Chloe Jade. But you're willing to, you're welcome to come up. I have a feeling you're just going to go to your show and complain tonight.
Don was a child, so was the other person.
Five-year-olds should be safe in their bed. Let's move along. All right, this has nothing to do with Don Wells and what he has admitted to doing. Okay? This is a totally different case, and this is a girl that, well, she's a woman now. And it's very hard to see. It's very hard to listen to, okay? Because her father was SAing her for a long time. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lip Lock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey guys, let's put something in chat here so when people watch the replay, they'll see where we stand. We're for the victims. Whether you want to put a yellow heart, a purple heart, a Candace tell the truth, whatever you want to say. Just so people know where we stand. Again, this is really hard to watch, so I'm just warning you right now.
A Del Rapids woman was able to put the man who sexually abused her behind bars for 50 years. But it took a lot of determination and the support of her husband, kids, and friends. In tonight's Eye on Keloland, Tom Hansen introduces us to Taylor Mommer, a woman who is now on a mission to help other victims of sexual assault.
Taylor Mommer was a young girl when her father, Craig Worm, began sexually abusing her. At the time, Taylor was led to believe that all dads touched their daughters. But as the years went on, she knew something wasn't right. When she would question her dad, he would convince her that the abuse was her fault.
Anytime that I started.
And this is what Dawn did to Jeannie. We were just playing house. You came on to me. Daisy, as a medical professional, you should know this. Thank you, Muscles. We stand with and for the victims. This poor girl went through hell with her own father. These groomers know what they're doing.
To show any type of emotion towards it would guilt me into making me think that I was the bad one and consoling him.
When Taylor became an adult, she worked up the courage to report the abuse.
My biggest fear in my life was always losing my family. You know, I didn't want everyone to be torn apart, but I knew that everyone loved him and that in the end, most likely he would be the one that they would want.
Taylor says her dad is a predator and he's very good at grooming his victims. She knows of at least 4 victims and believes there could be more.
He's very manipulative. He's very good at lying to people and hiding who he truly is. And that's scary. You can't have someone like that out. You just never know. You know, he convinced an entire group of people, myself, any of my family, anyone who I knew that I had talked to or confided in over the years. Everyone thought that he was a different person.
After talking with Taylor, the Minnehaha County State's Attorney's Office brought charges against Worm. However, a plea deal with prosecutors would have meant a prison term as short as 6 years. Taylor asked to speak directly to the judge, and in the courtroom, she recounted the abuse and the cruelty that she had suffered at his hands. The judge threw out the plea deal and sentenced Worm to 50 years.
Just knowing that there's no one else that he can ever get to, it was amazing.
Look at this picture and you might think Taylor had a normal childhood, but she...
Who does this remind you of? Not just the Summer Wells case, but we've seen many, many others. Many, many others. Where they seem like a different person on the outside, but other things are going on. And good for that judge in this case, throwing that plea deal out, saying, no, you pervo, you're getting 50 years.
She says behind that smile is a lot of pain. Her teenage years included a lot of drinking, self-harm, and even a few suicide attempts.
I was convinced in my mind after a while that I was the bad person. So I was angry about what happened, but I was also guilty at the same, felt guilty all the time at the same time. So it was always a very conflicting childhood or teen years. And to be honest with you, if I didn't get pregnant with my oldest at 17, I don't know that we'd be sitting here having this conversation. She changed me.
With the help of her family and friends, Taylor is healing and finding the joy in life. She says being a mother gave her the strength and the determination to fight for a life free of her dad and his abuse. And Taylor's kids, well, they're proud of their mom.
The fact that she's speaking out for so many more people than just her is really nice.
Do you think she's a strong person?
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
because she fought through it and she didn't give up.
She didn't give up.
No.
Taylor and her husband Justin started a Facebook page to help others. It's called Be Strong.
Through this whole entire journey, I have not had any family stand behind me, except for some distant family. So,
and that is what happened to Jeannie. They made her take away her truth. They made her take it away. And now other people are trying to take it away. Now other people are trying to take her truth from her. And this woman, same thing happened to her. This is horrific. This is horrific. Even if somebody was bald-faced lying to me on here about SA, I wouldn't call him a liar. Because, I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. We've heard about repressed memories. We've heard about people living in shame and keeping it to themselves. It's freaking sick.
my support and our courage to move forward through this obviously came from my husband and my kiddos, but through friends. And I've built a whole different form of a family through these people that have essentially carried me from the very beginning throughout our sentencing. And I could never in my life thank all of those people enough.
As for Worm, Taylor says she's already put the past behind her.
I don't have any feelings towards him anymore. Honestly, I don't even think I love him anymore, just because he's not the person that he tried to portray. And, you know, I watched my husband with our kids, and that's a dad. What I had wasn't a dad. It was somebody who tormented me my entire life. My only thoughts towards him is, you taught me how to put you away. And now, hopefully, I can take that and help someone else.
With Eye on Kelloland, I'm Tom Hansen.
Good for her that she had support around her to move forward. The only thing that I've said about Jeannie and Mary is I don't think that they understood that the game that was being played with them by Dawn and Candace, and I said it muddied the water. And it did. And it did. But as a medical professional, you should never support predators. As a medical professional, you should never support people that harm children. That is horrible. And for those of you that have survived these type of violent attacks, God bless you. Because I don't know how you get through it. I don't know how you get through it. It's absolutely horrible for someone to command so much attention and discount the pain that a young child has gone through. Sick, sick, disgusting. All right, guys, I'm going to wind this down. I appreciate you all being here so much and keeping it up for Summer Wells. You know it's rough out here. You guys know it. I've seen you guys. I've seen, people sent me screenshots where you get attacked in chat. They know who you are. They know who you are. We know what happened to Smiley last week. We know what's happened to Trevor. We know what's going on with Josh. Summer's life matters. And I'm not saying that in past tense because we don't know what happened to her. But I'm telling you right now, we're here for the victims. All right, tomorrow we have another show, of course, every day at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you don't get a notification, well, you know what? Set a reminder on your phone. Come in, chat with us, because tomorrow we're going to be talking about Rachel Morin. It's a crazy case. It's a heartbreaking case. And it seems like there's a lot more going on than meets the eye in Maryland. Mod Squad, thank you so much. I don't know how you do it because I didn't slow down the chat if you didn't notice. Smiley said, thank you. I'm glad I caught your live. I'm glad so too. I sent you a text, Smiley, so give me a call when you get it. And I just want to tell you how sorry I am for, what happened to you. We're going to have Snazzy on panel tomorrow. That's going to be a great show. So if I miss you in Discord or if I miss you in one of the Facebook groups, I'll see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. You guys are the absolute best. Stand for the victims. Stand for what's right. And you know how to separate the trash from the treasure. That's why I love you. See you later.